I could move fast enough to grab him, get out, and...
Did he just remember he can do that?
Your father's an idiot.
So in my most recent video, I talked about some fairly garbage / useless superpowers to have in real life. But today, I decided to be more positive and talk about the good side of having certain powers. So to get away from all that negativity, we're gonna be going through some of the best superpowers, why they would actually be useful to have in real life, and more importantly, why they'd be more useful than certain other abilities. Now, if I'm being honest, for me personally, if I were to get superpowers, I'm only going for 2 routes. I'm either going to be mad low-key with my powers and use them as convenience, or be the symbol of peace for everyone. There's not much of an in-between. As I've said before, I'm not gonna be some madman supervillain going around murking people for fun, so a power that's purely based on lethality is practically useless for me and most people in general. Understanding these factors, the first power we're going to be talking about is teleportation, and I feel like most people know that teleportation is very handy and overpowered for real life scenarios. Now, if for some reason you don't know what teleportation is, it's an ability that allows you to instantaneously travel from one place to another. Due to the very nature of the ability, it has so many applications to real life it's not even funny. Number 1, teleportation has always seemed to be one of the easier powers to use in real life. There's not going to be a need to like weave 44 hand signs or something like that. Most times in the media, the character just has to imagine a place in their head, use their ability, and boom, they are at that place instantly. Personally, I can't really see any drawbacks of having such a power in real life, especially when you compare it to other abilities. For example, in theory, super speed will be crazy broken in real life, assuming you had the body to handle it or something like the Speed Force protecting you. If you don't have any of that, the sheer friction will burn your body or turn you into Swiss cheese. Teleportation is not going to have these same problems. If the teleportation has range like instant transmission, you can practically teleport anywhere in the galaxy. You can make a crazy bag and run a business like Uber and start teleporting people everywhere and start taxing like crazy. Everyone's gonna go to you because you can get them places faster than anyone else and guarantee that you won't run late. Speaking of being faster than anyone, any type of physical immediate danger is immediately removed from your life with teleporting. Assuming you can activate it fast enough, nothing should be able to touch you in any conflict. What are they gonna do to you if you TP across the country? Someone somehow throws a meteor at your house? We out of here. Even teleportation in its lowest forms is stronger than most other abilities when applied in real life. Like, I seen this slideshow online when it was talking about useless powers, and some of them were pretty garbage, like shapeshifting into a pencil, but then they tried to say that teleporting within a 3-meter radius was useless. Trust me, I know about what a useless superpower would be, and this is not one of them. Assuming there's no cooldown, you can just use this power like a body flicker and just start spamming it. At worst, this ability is working like a flash step and you'll start looking like Ichigo. 3 meters is a pretty long distance. It's about 10 feet. You may not be teleporting across the world, but shoot, you're gonna be moving pretty fast. The next power I want to talk about is the quirk Fierce Wings from My Hero. Now let me preface this by saying I'm a bit biased because Hawks is my favorite character from My Hero, but I still do truly believe that his quirk would apply better to real life than most other quirks. Let me get this out of the way first before some of y'all cook me in the comments. You will have similar clothing issues as the tail quirk, considering you have 2 massive wings sprouting out your back, but unlike the Mickey Mouse mobility with the tail quirk, with Fierce Wings you can actually just straight up fly. It must be mentioned that flying can cause issues if you're flying at extremely high altitudes. Us humans were simply not built for that, but if you're flying at like building level heights, then flying won't cause as many difficulties. Besides being cool, Fierce Wings can allow you to fly up to pretty good speed, so it'd be a reasonable form of transportation. The feathers also have the ability to scatter and break off into individual feathers. Now that may sound useless on paper, but these feathers are type strong. Each one can support an adult human's weight and fly them around. Bro, you might be able to take the whole family with you in the air like this. We could also assume that these feathers could support lighter items as well, so you could theoretically start flying objects over to you like some sort of pseudo telekinesis. So when you're too lazy to grab that remote or move your computer, you got feather number 126 to help you out. Each individual feather can also sense vibrations as well, so you'll be able to sense other people's movements. You may be wondering how this would be helpful in real life, and I'm here to say I really don't know.
Yeah, all right. I don't even know why I asked that. I knew you didn't know.
You also get a feather blade, but I don't see a lot of people using that consistently unless you're trying to fight people on a daily basis. But I guess you got it on you when you need it. Your only real weakness is fire, because that can burn off your wings and you'll be forced to take some time to regrow them. However, I don't really see this being a problem IRL, as you have to ask yourself the question, how often will people actually be spewing fire at you? For the next one, we have a heavenly restriction, more specifically the one that enhances physical abilities in exchange for lacking cursed energy. Now, out of all the abilities and power-ups from Jujutsu Kaisen, heavenly restrictions are easily one of the best when applied in real life. You essentially just become a superhuman and are physically superior to anyone. The pure physical stats from a heavenly restriction are so drastic. Characters like Team Gojo or special grade curse like Dagon couldn't even keep up with Toji's pace, and these guys already have stronger physical stats than a regular human as well. So what do you think is happening if someone had a heavenly restriction in real life? To everyone else's eyes, you'd just be teleporting around and you'd be able to kick cars like they're nothing. Something that's also enhanced is your recovery time. You don't necessarily heal faster, but if you get hit with a crazy gut punch, you can recover from any injury sustained from that punch and get back into action quicker, if that makes sense. You can dunk on your friends if you want, do parkour, and not risk much chance of an injury. If I had this heavenly restriction, y'all would probably just see me jumping from building to building just cause I can. The only downside to having a heavenly restriction like Toji and Maki's is that you don't have cursed energy to, oh wait, that actually doesn't matter in real life cause no one else has cursed techniques. There's no Zenin clan to bully you because of your restriction, so you just get a physicality buff for free. And plus, even if someone tried to hurt you, just speed blitz them. Why do you think that the Zenin clan was low-key scared of Toji? He could have woken up one day and decided to murk all of them without much resistance. If you're new to the channel and are enjoying so far, subscribe because we on the road to 100k now. Anyways, back to the video. The next ability I want to talk about is the Opi Opi no Mi from One Piece, aka Law's Devil Fruit. This fruit is arguably the most unique devil fruit in One Piece with all the abilities it has. With it, you can create a spherical room and have numerous abilities to control everything or operate on anything in that room. This includes things like teleporting, rearranging, or levitating different objects or people. But these abilities aren't just limited to physical objects, as it can affect intangible concepts as well. For example, in Punk Hazard, Law switched around people's minds into other people's bodies, which is an insane ability to have. I can only imagine the amount of shenanigans you could do IRL with this one ability alone. He can also cut up people into smaller pieces without actually murking them. So if you really wanted to, you could do someone in real life like Law did Virgo and just leave them there. Also, the main problem in the One Piece verse with Law's fruit is that you need stronger Haki than the opponent to have the ability to affect them with all your abilities. So Law can't just cut up Kaido into sushi because Kaido's Haki is stronger than Law's. But in case you haven't realized, we don't have Haki in the real world, which means all your abilities are going to be able to work on anyone. But all of the cutting people up, removing hearts, etc. are only the combat uses of the fruit. We haven't even gotten to the best part of the fruit when being used in the real world. The Opi Opi no Mi's biggest strength is its medical capabilities. All of the rearranging and cutting without causing death works exceptionally well for operating on a human body. With a good amount of time in medical school, you'd be the best surgeon in the world by a long mile. The fruit can remove harmful matter from a human. You could probably also just cure someone's cancer with relative ease. The most difficult of transplants that take hours upon hours of time could take like 10 minutes for you. Lost limbs would also not be a problem considering you can just reattach them like nothing. The sheer versatility that comes from this fruit is unrivaled. Mind you, this is all things you can do without an awakening. You'd easily have one of the biggest impacts of all time on society, and you'd be making dumb bread doing it if you decide to move like that. Best believe I'm yelling every chance I get with this fruit. This fruit will probably be one of the few powers where I'm able to violate people without actually violating them. Say some idiot tried to rob me late at night in the park. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna pull a kilo and take out their heart. I know that sounds wild, but people are crazy nowadays. They got whole Zombok toes in London, so I gotta do what I gotta do. Plus, taking away someone's heart and being able to give it back to them is a way better and more reasonable option than just burning them on the spot in a puddle of lava like a certain someone who has probably murked more of his allies and civilians than actual pirates. I'm getting ahead of myself, let me calm down. The only issues I can foresee with this fruit is that the government will most definitely track you down. But to also be fair, we're already getting tracked by our amazing and wonderful FBI agents who do nothing wrong ever. The last power I wanted to talk about is being super rich and having access to all the advanced tech in the world. Basically like a Tony Stark, T'Challa, Bruce Wayne type of situation. But Olamasama, being rich isn't a superpower. Anyways, like I was saying, being crazy rich like some of these characters gives you so much free reign in real life, it's not even funny. Many people in this world will want a lot of money because the ability to afford anything is extremely handy and can extend to almost any aspect of life. What I'm basically trying to say is that money can give you some sort of power in the world. Even excluding all the tech that some of these guys have, someone like Tony Stark would still be extremely strong in terms of his societal standing. The crazy tech on top of all of his money probably just acts like a bonus for a lot of people in my opinion. But let's not get it twisted, the tech is very important. Besides being able to win against anyone in band for band, if you have a crazy tech suit like Batman or Iron Man, you can free roam throughout the city like it's a game or something throughout the evening. These suits cost more than some people's entire lineages, so you know it's gonna have some crazy features like flying, repulsor rays, extra strength, repulsor rays, advanced AI, repulsor rays, etc. You could definitely try to stop crime with these super suits as well. I don't know if a typical pistol is gonna do anything to a Batman suit, so that's like 90% of many people's arsenals gone. But we don't live in a place like Gotham where crime goes as long as the earth rotates around the sun. Batman is a necessity for Gotham, system for crime to be curbed to at least a certain degree. But in real life, you wouldn't have to worry about crime 24/7, so you could afford to be a lot more chill and only go out a couple times a week. Trust me, if people hear that a guy in a metal suit with laser beams is stopping criminals, there's going to be at least some people who stop whatever they're doing. You'd only have to worry about lacking privacy because you're rich, but then again, you could just pay people to not report your business. Like, there are mad billionaires that don't get their names released publicly because they pay off Forbes to not show their stuff. So realistically, you should be straight. Thank y'all so much for watching the video. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and let me know if you want another part to this video or not. I'm gonna be on summer break soon, so there should be more videos to come in a week or two. With that being said, have a great day and peace out.